honestly just a matter of getting discovered in a way that isn't. What? I thought you quit.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Dubnus Drubbings. I'm of course Dubnus, and for once we got some predictions wrong. Yes, we did, or at least I did. So let's have a look at what happened in week 3, and then we'll have a look forward into week 4. Is that week 4? I think so. 1, 2. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Had me right for a second. So, Colbert Thames versus Mood. I predicted Colbert Thames to win. They did. Pretty unremarkable match, to be honest. Rat versus W Fat is the first prediction I got wrong. Straight up, I got it wrong. I said Rat had a 55% chance or something along those lines of winning. W Fat, they turned up. Let's be honest, they turned up. They played very well. I casted that match, and it was a very entertaining watch. Rat definitely didn't look as strong as I think I know people, including myself, thought they would. Kind of pre-season and indeed kind of at the start of the season. W Fat, they took it serious. Like I said in the previous video, if they take it serious, maybe they win. They did, and they won. So, you know, super well played to them. Annoying that my prediction, of course, was wrong because of it, but always nice to get an upset. Speaking of upsets, there was none against Rally. Cope versus Rally, no upset there at all. 5-0, yeah, expected. Job done, move on. Toes versus HKLA was another prediction that I got wrong. I said Toes would win 3-1 or 3-0. The strategy, I think, was there. The execution, lacking indeed. So unfortunate that they failed to get the W, and you know there was plenty of conversations had about that one. But nonetheless, HKLA, they played well. It was only a 2-0 win, but a win nonetheless. And a very frustrating match, you know, for as the advisor of the losing team to cast. But again, always nice to see, I guess, an underdog W. Speaking of underdog W's, there was almost an underdog W as Colbert Terrans versus Cope was a 2-2 draw. Normally, draws are 1-1. You know, one side will win the opener, and then the other side will win the other opener. In this case, it was a tale of two halves. Cope won the first half, 2-0, and then Colbert Terrans won the second half, 2-0. The Huck Amp Station OP? Question mark. No, but nonetheless, Colbert Terrans, they played very well. They definitely were more adapted, I think, to the beacon usage than they were, you know, against Mood and against the defunct Cope match. So, you know, definitely better. And you know, I did say there was a potential for an upset, and that potential was indeed realised. PTSD versus Sammy, no surprise there. PTSD just padding their points. Getting Sammy to play lane 3 so PTSD could win 7-0 rather than 6-0. And then Cum versus VCats, again, no surprise there, 5-0 for Cum. Yeah, no surprises at all. So then we have Rally versus Colbert Terrans. Listen, Rally, they have a chance. I do not think it is a big chance, and I think Colbert Terrans will win that one pretty handedly. I think they'll win it 3 or 4-0. Don't forget it's a bigger lane 3. So yeah, Colbert Terrans to win that. Sammy versus Rat, Rat to win that for sure. Sammy, they might put up an upset, especially because they, they are putting in a lot of work, a lot of practice. Will it be enough? Probably not. So unfortunately, I do have to say a Rat win, because I think I think everyone, including people on Rat, want Sammy to win. Sammy has definitely been the golden-haired child of the tournament, as opposed to the red-headed child, which is a really old saying, and I hope correct. Speaking of correct, Cope will 100% win against VCats. Moving on, Mood versus Cum. Mood have decided to not even bother playing this match and have gifted Cum a 6-0 win because of it. Downside for each team is they play one less match, and that's one less practice, if you will, going into the playoffs. And indeed, those who are eagle-eyed enough may have looked at the tabs at the top of the window and seen my playoff prediction sheet, which is all ready to go. But I want to wait and see what happens this week and potentially even next week before I release them, as I want them to be as accurate as possible. Then we have WFAT versus Toes, and honestly, this is going to be a WFAT win probably. Toes, I don't know. Even as an advisor, it's going to be a tough match for them. Yeah, HKLA versus PTSD. PTSD should win this, especially on lane 1. It's a super strong lane for them. Arguably, possibly their strongest lane. So yeah, no dramas there. PTSD to win. And those are my predictions and kind of review of last week as well. In terms of matches which are going to be worth watching this week, Rally versus Cobalt Terrans, WFAT versus Toes, but honestly, probably HKLA versus PTSD is the one with the biggest upset potential, most likely. And then kind of looking forward into the next week as well. Listen, Cobalt Terrans versus VCats, Cobalt Terrans are going to win that. Rally versus Mood, Rally should win that. Cope versus Cum, we'll see. I don't want to make a prediction until the next episode on that one. PTSD versus WFAT again. Who knows? That's going to be again a really close match. Toes versus Rat, potential for an upset. We'll see. They did unfortunately get bullied by Rat on lane 3, I think, early in the tournament. So in the preseason actually. So we'll see. But HKLA versus Sammy, that's obviously going to be HKLA. No discussion. Unless Sammy really, really, really improve. Quickly looking at the standings. Does that? Yeah, you play 5 matches. So the only team to have picked up. So only WFAT and Cum so far have been faultless. In this standings tab, the Cobalt Terrans versus Cum match, is that included in here? Should be. Sorry, Cobalt Terrans versus Cope. It counts as a loss for each team. But actually, obviously it was a draw. So if Cum draw against Cope, they could top the group. But obviously the same goes for Cope beating Cum. They could top the group. And obviously if you top the group, you get an easier kind of run through in the playoffs. Which of course I'll address in the next episode. There's more content coming out soon. There's going to be kind of a deep dive into Cerebral versus individual skill, and how those two kind of react or interact, should I say, within Lanesmash, but also PlanetSide actually as a whole. And I'm really looking forward to that video. It's a really difficult video, and I want it to be a bit more structured than these kind of run-throughs. The same also applies to teamwork versus individual skill. And those two videos will be kind of building up a kind of basic principle kind of knowledge, which will lead into how to force command, whether that be that video I'm kind of planning it to be how to force command platoons on live into how to force command a Lanesmash team. And then, of course, that then builds up into how to force command an Outfit Wars team. And then, of course, the final kind of evolution of that is going to be how to force command a community smash. And that's kind of the idea there. There's also, of course, going to be, as I've kind of said on text in the previous descriptions and comments, there's plenty more videos. There's going to probably be a kind of review as well. I think I want to track kind of the history of Pray for Help and then Toes/HKLA. That video will be probably after the tournament. Again, similar with Short Stack into Turtle into Cope, and then TM into Cats into Rat. I think kind of tracking some of these teams which I've been a part of, advising in terms of Pray for Help and Toes, leading in terms of Short Stack, and then obviously kind of just well aware and well informed about those other teams. I think it would be quite interesting to kind of have a retrospection almost of and kind of go through their history, and hopefully I'll get some guests on for that in particular. There might also be some gameplay, not like me trying to farm, because I don't farm, but there will be probably gameplay of, let's say, trainings that I do, and also old trainings which I've done. I hope to kind of record them or download them and then upload them onto my channel so they're not lost for whatever reason. If you're still listening, bro, go do something else. Like, come on, bro. Thanks for watching, or thanks for listening, and have a good week. Good luck to those playing this weekend. Yeah, peace out.